Hey guys, Spencer here from Combo Collectibles, back home after an incredible weekend at FAN EXPO Canada Limited Edition 2021. I'm not gonna lie, I was really sad to see it end. I never wanted to go home from FAN EXPO. I love it there so much. It was so great to be back at conventions after such a long gap. I really did miss FAN EXPO over the last couple years. If you guys are missing it already too, I have some great news. We do have additional coverage coming your way from FAN EXPO 2021, starting right now with a Q&A panel with Bryce Papenbrook. Let's check it out.
Hello everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not Bryce Papenbrook. Good night. Anybody here a fan of an obscure anime called Attack on Titan?
Yeah!
How about another really obscure anime called Demon Slayer?
Yeah!
Two of the most legendary anime of all time. One person connects them both. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Mr. Bryce Papenbrook.
Thank you for that. Hey everybody, how's it going? You guys having a good time?
Yeah!
Awesome. Doesn't it feel amazing to be back at conventions? I'm so happy to be here.
I'm sorry, I gotta cut you off. I've done a couple panels all weekend. That was probably the most meh. Yeah, I've heard. Are you guys excited to see Bryce and be back at FAN EXPO?
It's Sunday. They should be exhausted from all the fun they've been having this whole week.
Fair point. How many people were here yesterday too? How many people came just today? Well, you came on the best day because we're gonna have the most fun ever. I believe we have a moderator with somebody with a mic somewhere. Yes? Maybe? We're gonna get him a microphone for questions. But before we get started, it's been a long pandemic.
Yes.
And is this your first time back in Toronto since
a few years ago?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it's been a couple years since we've been here. Wow. Bryce and I know each other from on the road. My name is Tom Kroom. I run the anime programming for all of FAN EXPO. So if you like stuff, you're welcome. If you don't like it, management made me do it. Bryce, though, has a long and storied career in anime. Like I said, Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer. Why don't you just rattle off a couple of other of your more favorite roles that you have done?
Sure. And I talk a lot, so sorry if I leave some out. You might know me as Kirito in Sword Art Online. You might know me as Meliodas and Zeldris in the Seven Deadly Sins. Something that's not technically anime, but a lot of anime fans love. I'm Cat Noir in Miraculous Ladybug. Gotta love that guy, and the cat puns, because I sneak them in the show. Yes! And Reno Kumara in Blue Exorcist. And the list kind of goes on and on. Wikipedia knows much better than I do, actually.
Thank goodness for IMDb.
Yeah.
So, perfect. So I'll start off my first question for you. So it's been kind of a long 18 months. We're back into in-person events, especially over the past 3 months. I know you've been on the road as much as I have. Did you learn or take up any new hobbies during the time we were all locked down?
Wow, new hobbies. To be honest, I've been working quite a bit through this entire time. For voice actors, it's one of the industries that just transitioned and adapted extremely well to the pandemic. So the first thing I did when the pandemic started is I built a studio inside a closet. Very quickly built a closet studio, and for the better half of last year, I was screaming in my closet. So that was fun. But as newer shows and games were coming out that I knew I would be doing a tremendous amount of screaming, Inosuke, I knew I needed to build a proper space, so I built a real recording studio where I can stretch my arms and I can yell as loud as I want and it doesn't bounce around my entire house. So I've been spending a lot of time inside that booth yelling.
How many of you that are not voice actors also spent part of the pandemic screaming in a closet? Raise your hand. Let's go. Sorry. Perfect.
Good times.
All
Good times.
right. If you have a question, raise your hand, and I have a gentleman with a mic right there, and just right there. Let's start right there.
Do you think Inosuke is sometimes sympathetic for the demons?
Ooh,
Good
that's
question.
an interesting one. I'm not sure yet. Inosuke is a tough nut to crack. It seems like when, through this story, how we've seen him so far, he's matured quite a bit. It seems like he's open to exploring these other things and learning more about these other people and not just headbutting them right off the bat when he meets them. But I don't know about the demons. He seems pretty set on slicing them up at this point in the story. And who's read the manga? Who has read Demon Slayer? A few people. Awesome. My method is not to look forward and not read the manga. What you guys might not know is we don't practice before we get into the booth. The first time we see the words that we're supposed to say and actually say those words is in the moment of recording. So I try not to look forward or make any decisions or fall in love with a moment in the manga that might not get animated. I try to just jump in the booth and live as that character right as I'm recording as them. And when you're doing that for Inosuke, it's really fun. And I have tricks to help me do it. The one I want to share with you guys is drinking extremely dark coffee. So you might notice Inosuke's voice is a little deeper than my own. So I use this trick to help maintain that deep range. So I get the most disgusting cup of coffee possible. Darkest, strongest, bitterest, the kind where you take a sip and it just makes you angry. So
That's what I drink normally, but okay.
Yeah. So your morning cup of joe. So you take a sip and you're just like, ugh. So I do that between every single take. We get beeps as we're recording, so that tells you when to start your line. So you get beep, 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 and then you talk. So they actually record under those beeps. So if you listen back to an unedited version of one of my recording sessions, you'd hear, that's what it sounds like. So good times. Lots of coffee.
Intro to Voice Acting 101 for deep voice. Bitter, bitter coffee. Like my soul. Let's go right there in the purple jacket. Make sure you record. You're talking on the mic. Right? We're staring right at your phone.
We're sitting right there at your phone. Right
Don't
there.
laugh. Ask the question.
So who do you think Inosuke's favorite person is?
Inosuke's favorite person? I mean, himself? I think he loves himself. I don't know. I think he's opening, he's learning more about the crew he's hanging out with, and I think he deep down likes those guys. But I think if you would ask him at this point in the story who his favorite person is, he would say Inosuke.
Fair answer, and extremely accurate in my opinion. How many people are current and have seen the first couple episodes of the Mugen arc that started? How many haven't?
I haven't seen the new stuff. I've
Oh, really?
watched the movie, but I haven't seen the new stuff that's just coming out.
I watched one episode so far, and then I had to fly to Canada.
Can't wait.
So, all right. So raise your hand. Who's the next question? All right, right there with the earphones.
Who's your favorite character to voice act?
I've gotten this question a number of times. It's so difficult to answer because I've been so fortunate to work on some really, really cool franchises and be really, really cool characters. And it's so difficult to book work as a voice actor. I always tell people that are aspiring voice actors, if you book 1 out of 100 auditions, you're doing extremely well. So you work so hard to book these roles, and when you do, it's like you've won something. It's really exciting. So I know how much work has gone into booking all these roles, and you become attached to them like your kids, and these are kids that live inside your head, and all of my children are very angry and yell, and I don't want to make them mad. So I can't choose one.
That was the safest answer I have ever heard.
I have a lot of very safe answers.
Very safe answers.
You know, yeah.
Just check. Thanks to people with cell phones, we will have the safe answers. Let's see, right behind you, young lady right there. Hi. Yes, you.
Does it hurt you to say, whoa, she's just a friend?
I think it hurts everyone else, and that's why I love it. For you guys, who has never heard of Miraculous Ladybug? Who's never seen it? Wow, you guys love Miraculous. That's awesome. Thank you guys for watching. For you guys who don't know, in the show, there's what we call a love square. Yeah, it gets very detailed and complicated, and now there's kind of like people pulling the people in the square to other directions, which is very fun to see. But I don't think, and for me, as a fan of the show also, I ship the whole square. So anytime we're outside of that square, you know, I know it hurts. And I love being part of causing that pain. I was at an event called San Diego Comic-Con with the cast of Miraculous Ladybug, and we were doing a live script reading on that panel. And I looked through, I'm like, wow, my contribution to these scenes is very light. I had maybe 2 or 3 lines, but one of the lines was, Marinette, she's just a friend. And the whole crowd goes, oh! And it was great.
Bitter coffee and bringing people pain. I'm seeing a consistent pattern with you today, Bryce.
Yes.
The pandemic has not been kind. All right, let's head up this way.
Thank you.
Right there with the purple, the orange tie.
Hi, Bryce.
Hi.
I was wondering if there's a role or like a type of character that you haven't gotten to play yet that you would love to play.
I mean, there's lots of them. I feel like I'm constantly learning and constantly discovering new things about my voice. I mean, I would love to have a role in a show like SpongeBob SquarePants. Just something that's really light and goofy and where you could collaborate with the other cast and just, I love that show. I love what the actors do in that show. And I would love to be a part of something like that. I've auditioned for shows like that, just haven't been cast. So, you never know, I'll keep buying those lotto tickets, maybe one day.
Someday he will live near a pineapple under the sea. Yes, the witch. Yes, you, not the other witch.
Hi.
Hi.
If you could be in any of the shows that you have voiced in, which one would it be?
Like physically be as me in the show, not Attack on Titan. I think, can I pick from a video game as well? Because I worked on, and you guys might not have known this, I worked on a video game called Disney Princess Palace Pets. Where
Whoa. What system, what gen was this for?
This is a mobile game.
Okay.
And in this mobile game of Disney Princess Palace Pets, you can pick your favorite pet, of which my favorite is me, Sultan, Jasmine's tiger. And what you can do is you can comb his hair and give him a bath. That's what I like.
Disney Palace Princess Pets.
Disney Princess Palace Pets.
Disney Princess everybody say that 3 times fast. Don't do that. All right, what else do we have? Oh, we have a question right here in the center. Make our guy walk for a second. Hi, get your camera ready. You ready? All right.
Hi.
Hey there.
So, if you could voice any female character in Attack on Titan, which one would it be, and could you do an impression of her?
Oh my goodness. So I get to voice a female character. I mean,
Who are you going to try to put out of a job?
wow. There's a lot of great female characters in the show, but I think one of the most fun would be Sasha. Yeah. And how can I do an impression of Sasha? I don't know. Potatoes.
Say literally, that's all you have to say. One word. And that's the entire one. Okay, we have one right over here with the Tanjiro shirt.
Hi, I just wanted to say I love you so much and I'm so glad I'm able to come here and meet
you.
Thank you.
My question is, you voiced so many characters like you mentioned, and you've probably had so many fight scenes, so I was wondering which one would be one of your favorite fight scenes to voice?
Oh, what's your favorite fight scene that you've had to voice?
Wow, there's some really, really good ones. I mean, lots as Kirito. Those were very fun, very cool to watch and play a character that is so overpowered in these moments. Love some of those. I mean, Tanjiro fighting Inosuke, where he like bends backwards through his legs. Look what else I can do! That's a good moment. Love that fight scene. All the action scenes in Attack on Titan, I think the moment of that show. Oh, before I say this, who's never seen Attack on Titan? You guys have no idea what the show is about or haven't seen it. Cool. Yeah, you should check it out. It's like a light comedy. You should just watch. Want to chuckle.
It's almost, but not quite as funny as Madoka Magica.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you could call it a slice of life show.
Harem comedy.
Yeah. Slice of life, man. Right?
Just landed.
But episode 5 of Attack on Titan, where that happens, just that rage and that moment and that action is so cool. And the list keeps going on. I keep describing, other moments. Oh, another one. Like every battle in the Fate series, in Heaven's Feel and Unlimited Blade Works, I play Shiro Emiya. All of those are just so beautiful. I'm a big fan of Ufotable, who animates Fate, but also Demon Slayer. Their animation is incredible, and I think watching that animation on a big screen, was anyone able to go see the movie in theaters? Few people? Awesome. I mean, that's the way to appreciate that art, with the sound around you and just immersing yourself in such beautiful animation is the right way to do it. So anytime I get to work on those types of fight scenes, it's cool.
Good question. All right. Let's keep a trend going. Let's go to Tanjiro again.
It's Ganpachiro Kamaboko.
Exactly.
What's your question?
I just want to say thank you for being here. For one, it is a pleasure to be in your presence.
Thanks,
Second
man.
would be, what is your favorite anime? As you voice so many characters, I'd like to know your opinion.
What is your favorite anime?
Yeah, I mean, like growing up, what are some of the shows I liked, or like currently, what's the thing I'm watching right now? Currently, right now. I've been a fan of. They usually don't let us touch the microphones. That's why I'm breaking this thing. I've been a fan of Attack on Titan since before I knew I could audition for the show. I would have been happy playing guy who gets stepped on by Titan. I mean, I've been a huge fan of that show and that franchise since the beginning. So I have not read the manga. I have no idea what's about to happen. I'm dying for the end of the show. It's so bittersweet because I love portraying this character. And it's been so fun and so challenging in many different ways. And I'm just really proud of the collaboration that we've had around Aaron and this show. But I want to know what's going on. So it's just, I'll finally understand this world and then can go back and just like enjoy the show from the beginning all the way to the end. Like, it's going to be cool to see it like that. So big fan of Titan.
Be careful when using phrases like, I'm dying for the end of this show. Otherwise, Wikipedia's everywhere will be updated. I'm going to keep pulling from his question, though, and I like the other half of the question. What was your favorite anime growing up?
Yeah, I grew up in the era of Sailor Moon and Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z. And it is so incredible to be at an event with actors that were part of my childhood. Like, it is a trip to be signing next to them and have become friends with them. It is so cool. And it's always nice when you meet people that you look up to and they're just great people. And I think the group of actors that are here this weekend and the people that are part of these shows are just really great people. So yeah.
Good question. All right. Well, you went through all the way the trouble to stand up and raise your hand.
Love your cosplay. That's awesome.
So you voiced Caesar in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. How was that experience for you with the Italian accent and everything?
Very fun.
Yeah.
Not an authentic Italian accent. Sorry, everybody. When I got the audition for the show, I'm a big fan of cartoons. I was watching Family Guy. It was the episode of Family Guy where Peter does a very bad Italian accent, where he's like, boop-a-da-ba-ba-da-bee-ba. So I did that in my audition, and they're like, this guy! And really, I brought that Family Guy-inspired Italian accent to the show. And it's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, so it fit in right perfectly. It's always fun to be a muscular man that shoots bubbles. Good times.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fan Expo, where we can connect JoJo's Bizarre Adventure to Family Guy. Right here in the green jacket. Yes, you've been raising your hand patiently, and I appreciate that. There you go, right there. He's right behind you.
Hi guys.
Hi.
I have a question. Do you ship Aaron and Mikasa, and how do you feel about the way Aaron treats Mikasa?
Ooh. Attack on Titan ship.
Hold on. We made it a whole 22 minutes without a shipping question.
We've done pretty well for ourselves.
There you go, and now we're here.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know if I ship them. I've played Aaron to this point as talking to Mikasa as a sibling, someone he cares so deeply about. Now, if that love is gonna change into something else, yet to be seen. I don't know what happens. So, yeah, I'm not sure. It was so funny. I was on a interview with Trina, who plays Mikasa, and they were asking about that, and particularly about a moment at the end of season 2, where Aaron is wrapping his scarf and says that, I'll always wrap my scarf around you, Mikasa. And it slows time down, and it's just them. And Trina was like, yeah, I think that there's something romantic here. And I was like, what? Really? And I think that's what Aaron does too. He would just be like, huh? So it went whoop right over my head. Didn't catch that detail. We'll see if things change. About how he's treating her. Oh, there's a scene that we recorded, and as the words were coming out of my mouth, I felt terrible. And after saying it, both Mike McFarlane, the director, and I were like, oh, and I love it so much. It's a great thing about being an actor. You say things and do these things that you wouldn't do or say as a person, and you have to just embody and feel what that character is feeling at that moment. So for me, it's really interesting because I don't understand fully why he's saying that. I just know he's hurting her. He's saying something horrible. So I said it in a way that hurt me to say it.
Dark coffee and hurting people through characters. Thank you. Welcome to Fan Expo. All right. Let's go to the back over here in the teal blue shirt over there.
Hello, man of many names and many screaming voices.
We just call him Bryce.
Yeah,
Sure. Hi, Bryce.
Let's go by Bryce.
What are some of the strangest lines that you recorded or heard or read?
The strangest lines that you had to utter while voice acting as characters, anime or video game.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some random ones that I've said, and I don't tend to be like, oh, this is weird or get embarrassed. Like, I love those moments. I think they're kind of funny. One kind of really strange character that I didn't understand until we really dug in a bit. Has anyone played the game Fire Emblem Awakening? A few people, okay. I play a character named Henry. And to describe Henry, because this is what I saw on my first day of recording, he's wearing this purple cloak. He's smiling so big that his eyes are squinted, and he's holding a crow. So that's all I got when I got in the booth, and I looked at the script, and the first line is, "Yay, blood." So Patrick Seitz, another awesome actor and director, was directing that day, and he's like, "Let's find a voice for this character." So I go, "All right, yay, blood," and he's like, "Yeah, he's more excited about this." So I'm like, "Okay, yay, blood." He's like 100 times more excited about this. So I went, "Yay, blood!" He's evil Elmo. So like, until we went through that process, I was so confused. It was so strange to be so happy about all this dark stuff. But that's Henry, and I love it.
And why is that not on a t-shirt yet?
Evil Elmo?
Oh no, yay blood. Raise your hand if you buy a shirt that said yay blood. Y'all sick people, you know that? All y'all. Right there in the yellow tie behind you.
You share a lot of roles with Yuki Kaji, and so my question is, are you friends with any of your Japanese voice actor counterparts?
You know, it's pretty rare to be able to talk to or meet your Seiyu counterpart, but I've been extremely fortunate to meet 3 separate counterparts from Japan. I've met Nobu, who voices Reno Kumura, and very recently I've been cast in a new show as a character named Liba, if you guys are familiar with him, in a show called Black Clover. Really excited about that role. I've met Matsuoka-san, who plays Inosuke and Kirito, and we've hung out a number of times. I've moderated his panels. I've been really lucky to be on panels with him. Incredible actor. And I've met Kaji-san. I happened to be at an event called Anime Expo in Los Angeles, and Kaji-san was there as well. And we did a 7 Deadly Sins panel because we share Meliodas and Zeldris. And of course an Attack on Titan panel. And this was right as season 3 was coming out. And it was so interesting because we did a couple interviews and I was listening to him speak, and we just have a lot in common and approach the character in a very similar way. And of course, I really love his work. I took a lot of inspiration from him. I mean, talk about someone who screams a lot. I thought I screamed a lot, this guy. So it was really cool to have that experience. And know that like they're understanding the appreciation from North America as well. That we love anime and we love what's coming out of Japan and these stories, and we're celebrating them as well. And for them to kind of acknowledge the English dub is so cool. It's an honor. When I was hanging out with Kaji-san, he had a big entourage with him, including like a camera crew, and they filmed a lot of our interactions, and those went to the Blu-ray of Attack on Titan, sold only in Japan. And I think I'm one of the rare actors that has been featured in something like that. So it's really cool to have those opportunities. They are super rare. Now, my hope, and I talked to Kaji-san about this, and he said, if you ever come to Japan, you should come and see what we do in Japan. So it's a goal of mine. I would love to make it to Japan at some point, see the country, and who knows, maybe get invited in to see the way they do things there. It would be such a great experience.
So you haven't been to Japan yet?
Never. You know, unfortunately, and COVID, I was in talks, very close to going to an event in Okinawa. Okay. You know, signed and ready to go and planned, and the pandemic hit and they had to cancel everything. And then the following year, cancel everything. So we'll see. You know, I hope I get that opportunity. It's kind of far.
Well, as things are opening up, are you familiar with the attraction now at Universal Studios there?
I've seen some pictures. I mean, it's so cool. I wish they would do that in North America.
For those of you not familiar, there's a Demon Slayer attraction currently running at Universal in Japan. So, life goals. There we go. Go over there and do some theme parking.
I saw someone, and I don't know if she's here, she came through my line today and she actually had one of the Inosuke hats from, hey, right there, yes!
There you go.
Oh my gosh, so they ordered that Inosuke head covering from Japan. That's what it looks like. And it's so fun. It looks so warm and comfy.
Now, I'm going to make you a little jealous, but Zach Aguilar was at the show with me last weekend.
Yeah.
And he made a connection with one of my staff who are getting him the popcorn bucket. Have you seen the popcorn bucket? It's that box with her in it. Yes, that's the popcorn bucket right now at Universal Studios. So, yeah, next spring, let's figure this out. Let's
So
go
cool.
to Japan.
I'd love to do that.
Where's our guy? Let's go all the way. I'm going to go further back over there in the dark blue hoodie.
Do you have a favorite Inosuke line, or what is it?
I have many favorite Inosuke lines. I mean, and I love saying this to people at the convention. Fight me! Fight me!
Security loves him.
Yeah, they do. Also, there's a moment where they're talking to the crow, and he goes, "Let's eat this thing." I just love that because I see him eating the crow. You'd probably enjoy it.
Okay then. Let's go to the bright orange hoodie over there.
If you could be in any anime, if you could voice act any anime character that you haven't voice acted, which would it be?
That's a tough one. I mean,
Well, the trick is he's been in so many.
right? I've had my wish answered so many times. I really wanted to be an Attack on Titan. When I saw Inosuke and saw the world of Demon Slayer, I really wanted to be in the show. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's more anime coming. There's a lot of really cool stories in the wings. I've kind of heard of a few different shows that look very, very interesting. I don't know a ton about them yet. They just look cool, and I'm like, oh, that looks gnarly. I'd love to be a part of that one. So yeah, it's hard to answer. I think stuff I haven't seen yet is what I want to just continue to be a voice actor, continue to book roles, and I'm constantly auditioning for things. It's tough. You're shooting darts at a dartboard blindfolded and hoping to hit the bullseye. But the more darts you throw out there, the more chances you have to hit that bullseye. So I'm hoping I keep doing that.
So he wants to be in the anime you haven't heard of yet.
Yeah.
How's that for an answer? All right, let's go straight ahead to the Kigu right there.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, doing great. How are you?
That's the only question. You only got one.
No, that's it.
Thank you for your question.
I'm curious, just because you've done so many roles where you've just had to yell and scream,
Yes.
what is the longest amount of time that you just had to be in the booth screaming for?
So it's hard to compare because there's a lot of screaming with a lot of different roles. Kirito speaks in screaming, and we used to save the last 15 minutes of every session just to scream, to get that right sound just right. Because when you're done doing that, you can barely talk. Eren Yeager, of course, speaks in screaming. Inosuke, very recently I was working on the Demon Slayer video game that Sega released. And when you work in anime, there's like a slower pace because they have to line things up. You're watching the picture, you're talking as your character's talking on screen. So you go line by line. It's not a fast process. With a video game, it's very different. You have a script of tons of lines. You give maybe an A and a B if they like it, meaning 2 takes. If they like it, they go, great, move on. If they don't, they direct you and then you do it again. So with Inosuke in the video game, it was like, loud attack. Great, next one. Very loud attack. You know, over and over and over and over for hours and hours and hours. Yeah, I drink a lot of coffee.
Now, when you get home, are you? And I've talked to other voice actors say this. Are you silent? Like does your wife or anybody try to talk to you? Just do a lot of like when you're done after a day like that. What's your regimen?
It's tough because I have 3 kids. I've had another kid since I've seen you last.
It's been that long.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you guys. And you know, I actually come from a family of actors and voice actors. My dad was an extremely loud person, much louder than me. I think I'm a pretty loud person, and I've now passed that to my kids. They're really loud. So I typically have to
Honey, I'm going to a convention. You stay here.
Yeah. You know where they are. I can hear them here at the convention from home. That's why I had to build that professional sound studio, by the way, because my kids were in all my tapes. So yeah, typically with the loud kids at home, I have to maintain the loudness to be loud enough for anyone to hear me over the loud kids. Yeah.
Excellent. Let's go over all the way this way, so that way I've gone the whole width. Right there in the black shirt. Yeah, you. Yeah, there you go.
Hi, how's it going?
How are you?
My question is, if you were to collaborate 2 of the animes that you worked on together, which one would they be?
Ooh, so I get to combine 2 animes? Actually, like, that kind of happens sometimes. It just happened recently in a video game and an anime. Has anyone played Tales of Arise? Awesome. So if you're familiar with the Tales series, this is the newest installment in that series. The game is incredible. I've never seen a Tales game like this. I was lucky enough to be part of the main crew. I play a character called Law. Very different from the other character I played in the Tales series, Asbel Want. With Asbel, he was all about protect and friendship, and Law is about punching and meat. So it's very different. And Kirito from Sword Art Online actually decides to play Tales of Arise and shows up in the world of Tales of Arise, and Law and Kirito battle it out. So I got to fight myself. It was the best surprise ever. So those kind of crossing of worlds and crossing of like genres too, like that's so cool. I love how that happened.
I want Cat Noir in Attack on Titan.
You know, he might do pretty well because he can throw himself up high to get by their necks. He's got some claws that are sharp.
All right, you guys have exactly 1 year for when we start doing conventions next year to make that fan art happen.
Yes.
No pressure.
And I just see him, you know, launching himself and going, whee! And killing Titans. By the way, if you guys have noticed that Cat Noir does that, it's because I did it as a joke. And they're like, that's funny, put it in the show. And now he does it all the time.
Let's come up here, right here with the blue hair, and you're going to be our final question. So if it's a bad question, this entire audience is going to blame you.
No pressure.
None at all.
How many times have you lost your voice due to screaming?
A handful of times. I definitely have lost it working on Sword Art Online. I actually could barely talk after an episode of Attack on Titan Junior High, which like we called Attack on Titan Muppet Babies. And that takes the intensity of Attack on Titan and goes up even higher. Could barely talk. And after my first day recording Inosuke, I could barely talk. So it's happened a lot. I've also worked on military games where you cannot hold back. You know, you wanna, you can't yell, grenade, and just fake that. Like you have to really scream those things. So I've worked on things like Call of Duty and lost my voice recording those games. So yeah, it's been a number of times. And because I scream so much, I kind of know when it's gonna happen and try to avoid it as much as possible, but sometimes it's just unavoidable. You have to take yourself there for the art and for it to be right for these characters. And I'm willing to do that. I'm open to do that, and I actually love being able to put that passion into it. So I just hope I don't over scream, but I think I'm good. I got some ways to go in my screaming. I'm conditioned at this point.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bryce Papenbrook.
Thank you so much, everybody.
If we did not get to your question, Bryce will be signing autographs for the afternoon over there. Come up, say hi personally, get an autograph, squeeze in a quick question, and any final thoughts for your fans here in Toronto?
Thank you so much for coming out to see me. I'm so excited to be back at Fan Expo, and I hope you guys are having a great time. Enjoy the rest of the con.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend at FAN EXPO Canada Limited Edition 2021. Thank you, everybody.
Well, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the Q&A panel with Bryce Papenbrook. I know I sure did, and everybody there had a ton of fun too. There were some really great questions asked, and Bryce gave some really interesting answers. I know he has a ton of fun answering fan questions and spending time with his fans. He's just such a down-to-earth guy. He genuinely loves doing that kind of stuff at conventions, it seems. And it makes for a really fun Q&A panel. I really liked seeing him talk about his process of getting into the voice of Inosuke and drinking that bitter coffee just to get the voice down. I thought that was really cool. I had no idea he went through all that just to get that deep Inosuke voice. And I really enjoyed the Attack on Titan questions too, because he knew there were some people in the audience who hadn't seen Season 4 yet, and he still managed to answer the questions, so everybody who saw Season 4, we knew exactly what he was talking about, but anyone who didn't see it, he really didn't spoil anything, which I thought was really difficult line to walk for him, but he did a great job of answering those without giving any spoilers. So thank you so much to Bryce Papenbrook for coming out to Toronto. It was a ton of fun hanging out with him, and big shout out to Fan Expo Canada as well for putting on such a phenomenal event this year, despite all the extra stuff they had to do to plan it, and the safety protocols they put in place to keep us all safe. I really appreciate it. I know everybody had a ton of fun after the 2-year gap without a Fan Expo. It was really great to get back there and hang out with our people at the con. It was a ton of fun. I'm so happy. Like I said, I'm disappointed it's over, but I'm already counting down the days till next year. Make sure you check out Fan Expo's website for details on the event next August in 2022. Hopefully we'll see you all there. And we do have some additional footage coming from Fan Expo still on the channel here, including an amazing showcase of some of the great cosplays. The cosplays were so good this year. I think everybody just went all out because they missed going last year, so they kind of doubled up on the quality of their costumes this year, which was great to see so many amazing cosplays. It's one of my favorite part of the events, actually. Just walking around, meeting people, talking to them about how they made their costumes. It's a ton of fun. But right now, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.